Hi students, I'm Dr. Bhavna. In this lecture, we are going to continue with the same topic that is called as ecology. So, ecology, we already have started what is ecology, what are the major biomes in India, as well as what are the major abiotic factors. What are the major abiotic factors? They are nothing but temperature, water, light, soil, and all. So, about each and every factor in detail we have learned. Next, we have done about what are the responses which are given by we organisms to these new abiotic factors. What are the responses which are given that we have done. So, in the responses, what are the responses which are given to the abiotic factors? We have learned about what are regulators, conformers, as well as migrators and suspension. So, numerous examples we have given. Migration means they are migrating from one place to another. It is nothing but Keledo National Park in Rajasthan. It is hosting like numerous migratory birds that are coming from Siberia. So about that we have seen. Later we have only one example for migration, important in need point of view. Then about regulators. Regulators means what? Which maintain constant body temperature. So we humans or birds, mammals, everyone, we have constant body temperature. So that's why we are called as regulators. About that we have seen. Then we have seen about what are conformers. Conformers means what? Which do not maintain constant body temperature. They change their body temperature from one place to another. Shrews and small hummingbirds and all are conformers. So about why smaller animals are found in polar regions, important need question also we have discussed. Like they have larger surface area, that's why numerous small birds are seen in polar regions. So that about that, because they have large surface area is the answer related to that question. Then about that we have seen, then later we have seen about the numerous in suspension. Suspense means what? Bacteria, fungi, can they all survive in unfavorable conditions? No, they cannot survive in unfavorable conditions. They can survive only in favorable conditions. So they develop a mechanism that is called as thick-walled spores. Spores are usually found to survive them in unfavorable conditions. Like that, higher plants, they exhibit a state of dormancy, an active state that is called as dormancy they exhibit. Then later another organisms like animals, they all exhibit zooplankton and all, they exhibit diapause. Plants exhibit dormancy, animals exhibit a mechanism that is called as diapause, means a suspended development they exhibit. Then numerous other organisms also we have discussed. Then aestivation, hibernation. Aestivation means what? Aestivation means summer sleep. Aestivation is summer sleep. The organisms will go into the sleep that is called as summer sleep. Then hibernation means what? Winter sleep. They go into sleep that is called as winter sleep. So, aestivation to avoid summer related problems, numerous organisms they go into summer sleep. Hibernation means numerous fishes and all. Bears they go into summer sleep. Bears, because they usually live in cold regions, right? So, to avoid summer related problems, they go into summer sleep. Hibernation means winter sleep. The organisms like fishes and all, they go into winter sleep. So this is about aestivation as well as hibernation I have discussed. Then later we have started with a topic that is called as adaptation. Adaptations. So in this chapter that is called as adaptations, numerous organisms will go into adaptation. Suppose if we are going from one place to another, we are trying to get adapted to the environment. We are not escaping like migratory birds and all. We are not like going from one place to another. We are not escaping from that. We are trying to adapt ourselves to the new environment. So that is called as adaptation. Are you all understanding? Here you should concentrate more on this adaptation because numerous NEET questions were asked on this only. So, exact definition of adaptation is it enables the organisms to survive and reproduce in its own habitat. So, it enables the organism to survive and reproduce in its own habitat. To survive. Not only survive, to give rise to new progeny also, this adaptation is very important. To survive and reproduce in its own habitat, it enables the organism. That is only the definition of the adaptation. Next, when you come to examples that are related to adaptations, the first example is kangaroo rat. In adaptation, the first example is about the kangaroo rat. Kangaroo rat in North American deserts. Like for how we have camels in our desert in Rajasthan and all we have camels, right? So like that here kangaroo rat is an example. Kangaroo rat in Rajasthan is capable of meeting its water requirements. Since water it is able to meet, how it is able to meet water requirements? By the internal fat oxidation it is able to meet. Internal fat oxidation it is able to meet, as well as it is concentrating its urine. Concentration of urine means what? Some amount of urine is left with them only. That is, you see, they are trying to conserve water and eliminating only some amount of urine or excretory products, only some they are able to eliminate. They are developing a special mechanism, that is internal fat oxidation, as well as they are trying to concentrate their urine and their excretory products. So this adaptation they have made. Why they have made this adaptation? To live in deserts. They will live only in deserts. So to live in deserts, water won't be available in the deserts. So what they are doing? They are trying to make internal fat oxidation as well as trying to concentrate its urine to survive in their environment. So they are trying to adapt themselves to that of environment. So this is the example, first example which we give related to adaptation. Then the second example. The another second example which we give for adaptation is nothing but see, we start with the desert plants. Numerous desert plants are there. They have stomata that are arranged in their deep pits. They have stomata. Stomata means what? From there only in the leaves, numerous pores are present. So this stomata only help through the water loss as well as photosynthetic action. Everything this stomata only perform. So these they are not present on the leaf surface. They are arranged deeply. Why they are arranged deeply? To minimize the water loss from the plants, they are arranged very deeply. So this is about the stomata. As well as these desert plants, they have thick cuticle which is present. What is the lining that is present for the leaves? It is nothing but cuticle. So cuticle, the lining which is present, and these have not a thin cuticle. They have a very thick cuticle, and their stomata are arranged in deep pits to minimize the water loss that is present in these plants. So this is about the desert plants. First, so they are trying to get adapted to the desert environment. Will all the plants will do the same thing? No. All the plants are not doing the same thing. They are trying to, they have stomata arranged on the upper surfaces, water loss, everything will be normal. But for these desert plants, because they want to conserve so much amount of water, they're trying to get adapted to the environment. So they are what they are doing, what mechanism are they are adapting. They are trying to, they have their stomata arranged in deep pits to minimize the water loss present, as well as they have thicker cuticle on their leaf surfaces also. Thicker cuticle they have. So this is about the desert plants. So first we have done about kangaroo rat, then about the desert plants. Still about another desert plants also we will see. Numerous desert plants like cactus or opuntia. Cactus or opuntia. These two are also the main plants which are associated with that of adaptation. What they are trying to do, cactus as well as opuntia, they have their leaves, basically they are reduced to spines. See, normally for a plant, these are the leaves which are present for any normal plant. But for them, cactus as well as opuntia, these leaves they are reduced to spines. So how but the photosynthetic action is performed? Photosynthesis means what? Photosynthesis means they are trying to take the sunlight and prepare their own food, as well as they'll give food for all the human beings also. But desert plants, they don't have leaves. So how they will perform the photosynthetic action? The photosynthetic action is performed by stems. These stems perform the photosynthetic action because their leaves are reduced to spines, and these organisms like cactus as well as opuntia, they have flattened stems and their leaves are reduced to spines. So based on this, they are trying to conserve so much amount of water. Where are these plants found? Again, these are also found in deserts only. So till now I have given 3 examples that are related exclusively to deserts. See, will all organisms try to get adapted to their environment? They will maximum try to get adapted to environment. But we humans, we are having constant body temperature, as well as we are trying to be there, we are trying to slowly get adapted. But if in severe cases only we will try, otherwise we are normal. Only the animals or the plants which are living in deserts or very cold climates. It may be deserts or it may be very cold climates. Only these organisms try to get adapted to their environment. Normal other organisms will not try to get so much adapted to their environment, because they all are having, normally they will leave, but only special places, only special organisms are trying to get adapted. That's why here examples play a very important role. So I have told you till now about the 3 examples. One is kangaroo rat in North America is capable of meeting its water requirements by internal fat oxidation, as well as by concentrating its urine. Second, about all the desert plants, they have stomata which perform the photosynthetic action. They have very deep pits, they are arranged in very deep pits, as well as they have thick cuticle arranged on their leaf surfaces. Next, other organisms like cactus as well as opuntia, numerous plants and leaves. They also, normal plants will have leaves, but the desert plants, they are reduced to spines. They have stems as well as the leaves are reduced to spines. So this is about the cactus as well as opuntia. So these are the 3 adaptations which are made. Next, the fourth adaptation is, suppose we humans will go to higher altitudes like mountains. Numerous mountains we climb and go. Are you able to breathe normally? No, you are not able to breathe normally because their oxygen level will be very low when compared to that of land. In mountains, the oxygen level is very low. So we are trying to again get adapted to environment. So when we are trying to get adapted to the environment, what is happening there? So in higher altitudes, in mountains and all, when our oxygen level will become very low, our RBC's production, red blood cells, will start increasing in number. So increase in RBC production. So RBCs will increase. Then binding affinity of oxygen and hemoglobin will increase. And the oxygen level also will increase. When RBC's production is not normal, then we will die due to lack of oxygen. That's why when we go to higher altitudes, we will suffer from altitude sickness. Altitude sickness means what? We are not able to get enough oxygen in the higher regions. So that's why most of the people will not try all this. They will just try, like what they will do is simply they will increase in our body only will increase the RBC's production as well as oxygen level. But few are not able to maintain this also, they will die when they are climbing heavy higher mountains and all. Right? For some level RBC's production increases normal, but severe RBC production will increase means again there will be a problem. So our body is trying to get adapted to the new environment and preventing us all from altitude sickness by increasing the RBC production as well as increasing the oxygen level. So this is about the fourth example which is given regarding humans. Three examples I have given about the deserts. One is about the desert animal, two desert plants, and the fourth one is regarding the RBC's production. Important neat point of view. That's why I am stressing so many times. Then next, about the fourth examples I have given. See, there is a rule which is called as Ellen's rule. Ellen's rule. Ellen's rules means what? Mammals from the colder climates. I told you, conformers means what? Like shrews and small hummingbirds, I have told you. They should have larger surface area. They have larger surface area to prevent the heat loss. So here the Ellen's rule states that mammals from cold climates, mammals from colder climates so the mammals basically from the colder climates, they have short ears as well as limbs. They have short ears and limbs. Means you see polar bears, anything which live in very snowy areas or very colder climates, they all will have short ears as well as limbs, means hands and legs. They will have very small hands and legs, small ears and all. So here when they have why they have short ears and limbs? To minimize the heat loss from the body, they have short ears and legs. To minimize heat loss. To minimize the heat loss from the body, to minimize the heat loss, they have short ears. If they have bigger area, there will be so much of heat loss from the body. So they, in winter places or some, you see in very colder climates, what will happen? First of all, there will be no heat, and moreover, if they have larger area, full heat loss will be there from the body. That's why here they have short ears and limbs to minimize the heat loss from the body. Any mammal from the colder climate, they have short ears and limbs to minimize. This rule is also called as Allen's rule. So important neat question that you should remember. Why they give you assertion and reasoning type of questions related to this. Why the mammals from the colder climates have short ears and limbs? They'll give you to increase the heat loss from the body or to minimize the heat loss. It is to minimize the heat loss from the body. They are having shorter ear and limbs. So this rule is called as Allen's rule. Important neat question. Every alternative year they'll ask. So this is the fifth example which I am giving. Kangaroo rat, desert plants, another desert plant. Then fourth one is about the Allen's rule. Then about the altitude sickness. So these are the examples which are given. Next, the last example that is related to that of adaptation is nothing but desert lizards. Desert lizards. Again, it is related to desert animals only. Only one example I have given about the humans. Then later it is about the desert lizards only. So the desert lizards, they lack the physiologic ability to maintain the higher temperatures. That is, they cannot maintain higher temperatures. So what they will do? They will bask in the sun and try to maintain the constant body temperature. I told you one organism have one special mechanism to try to get adapted to the new environment. One will have one theory like that. Here also desert lizards also the same thing. They lack the physiologic ability to maintain higher temperatures. They lack the physiological ability to maintain higher body temperatures. So what they will do when they lack the physiologic ability to maintain higher body temperature. So what is the mechanism which is exhibited by desert lizards is nothing but they bask in the sun and absorb heat and try to maintain constant body temperature. Means they roll on the ground where sunlight is there, they bask in the sunlight and try to absorb the amount of heat, and they are able to maintain their constant body temperature by using this mechanism. So this is about the numerous adaptations which are exhibited by numerous organisms. Two desert animals, kangaroo rat, internal fat oxidation. Then desert lizards, they lack the physiologic ability. How they are able to maintain is they are basking in the sun. Desert plants, they have thick cuticle on their leaf surfaces, the lining that is present in the leaves. Then they have stomata that are arranged in deep pits to minimize the heat loss from the body. So that is about that, another mechanism. Then the more examples if you want to give, then about the altitude sickness of the human beings. When you go to higher altitudes, you are able to maintain the RBC's production is increased in our body. So you are able to maintain the oxygen level. So that is about that. Then later another example which you give related to this is nothing but the fourth example is about the desert lizards. Then I have given another example of Allen's rule. Allen's rules means what? Mammals from the colder climates have short ears and limbs to minimize the heat loss from the body. So this is about minimize the heat loss. So this is about the Ellen's rule. So these are the numerous examples which are related to that of adaptations. Very, very important in NEET point of view. Each and every example you should remember, and what are the adaptations that are taken by the organisms to get adapted to the environment is also important in NEET point of view. So this is about the numerous adaptations. Then we will start with another topic that is called as in the ecology only populations. So populations. In the populations, normally single individuals of a species are usually not found. You see a group of individuals everywhere. Are you able to see? Suppose you see a katla, a freshwater fish. Are you able to see only one fish in the sea? No. So single individuals of a species, they are not found in an area. Group of katla, group of freshwater fishes you see. So when you see a group of individuals of a species in a specific area, then you are referring it as population. What is population means? Group of individuals of specific species. Group of individuals of specific species is called as population. Normal individuals are different. Individuals you don't rarely you find them. Group of individuals only you see. So these are only referring to a community or a population. So this is about the main definition. So when you see individuals only, so they are called as birth, they are usually giving rise to birth rates or death rates. Means they only help in, see first about individual when you are referring, you are saying births or deaths. But in a population, you say it as birth rate or death rate. When you are referring to an individual, if you are referring to one individual, a birth and death you say. But when you are referring to a population or a community, you say it as birth rate or death rate. So you say it as birth rate or death rate. So how do you calculate this birth rate and death rate? When you start with birth rate, means number of individuals who are born during a specific period is called as birth rate. Suppose if you see 20 plants, 20 lotus plants you see in a specific community, in a specific population, if you see 20 lotus plants, then later 8 lotus plants were added newly to that population. Now calculate the birth rate here. Birth rate means how many those which are newly added, that is 8 by total number of the population. 8 by 20. 8 new plants were added. Normally in a population there are 20 plants. New plants how many were added? 8 were added. So 8 by 20 will give rise to 0.4. So this is the thing that is related to that of birth rate. So it is 0.4. For that the birth rate per year is usually 0.4. So like this you calculate the birth rate. So what I have told you, population means a group of individuals in a specific area, they are called as population. For individuals you refer it as births and death. For a population you say it as birth rate, death rate. So if you start with calculating the birth rate, if there are 20 lotus plants in a specific area and 8 were newly added, so newly added plants by total number of the population give rise to how many are present, what is the birth rate per year, what is the average birth rate per year. So like this you calculate the birth rate. In the next class we are going to continue about the population as well as its how numerous populations will affect the community involved. Okay.